Take the gamble on it.
I don't remember who it was that said this, but one of the analysts said that there are going to be offensive linemen going in the third round, maybe fourth round of this draft, that would be first rounders last year.
Yeah, because there's just so many of them.
So
and
deep.
This is where you can address those needs and the desire that you have in that situation. Like I said, get a pass rusher. You can let Vernon go.
Oh, we got a friend. As we are now joined by Dan O'Shea. Dan O'Shea, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Jess. How are you?
Oh, doing better than our teams are.
Yeah.
Well, that's given. You know what?
That's easy, though.
We can get back to it when we. I'll get back to the trade or the draft scenarios later. We need to get back to the Bills.
Yeah, so
This is so depressing. I keep getting away, and then I get to something else that's more depressing. This is like the reverse Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's like Alice in Wonderland if she took bad mushrooms.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right now, Dan O'Shea, we're on the topic of do you trade LeSean McCoy mid-season? We're still waiting to hear from Dan Beebe and obviously your input.
I think you definitely give something.
Yeah, it's a tough question. I guess it depends on the return that they get from presumably the Eagles and maybe a couple other teams here. You don't want to. At the same time, you don't want to leave your young quarterback with no weapons. McCoy is also pretty good in pass protection, and he's certainly a dump-off target. But do we know how long Allen's out for?
Not playing this upcoming week.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a few more weeks.
Yeah.
I probably would if I can get a reasonable return for him. I'm not going to sell him just because I'm having a bad season. I'm going to sell him if I can get a couple picks back or something like that.
I would sell him if you can get at least try and upgrade the line. Give Allen some more protection. Because you can get other players in free agency this year. Because keep in mind, I don't think anybody in the NFL is going to have more money to spend next year than Buffalo. They have so much dead cap space coming off at the end of this year. It's astronomical.
I don't know, the Raiders might. The Jets have a lot too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Jets,
dead money.
Third.
Dead money that they're paying people who aren't even on the fucking team anymore. Like, they're losing all of that off, and they're going to have something, I think it was something stupid, like $80 million to be able to go out and do whatever they want with. In next year alone.
And we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. But as far as trading LeSean McCoy, Dan Beebe, what were you saying?
I'm saying definitely if you can get something for him, pursue it. But as we've said, if he's hurt now, how's that going to hinder that?
Exactly. He's not young. It's not like he's had one injury and he's been fine. Like, he gets injured every season now.
Yeah. So I see as a way of see when he gets healthy, see what you can get for him. And honestly, from a fan standpoint, why not rock Chris Ivory? See what he's got.
I mean, Chris Ivory, when he's come in, has actually looked pretty solid to get the job done as a decent running back.
He's been a starting...
It's not like Chris Ivory gets a bad rap just because I think he's been put into shitty situations.
I mean, he was a starting running back for 3 seasons in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So it's not like
he was only replaced by what, Fournette? And then he left? Or he left right before that and they knew they were going to get Fournette?
If I remember correctly, I think he got hurt and then Yeldon played really well, so they stuck with Yeldon.
Why do I feel like Ivory was on the Jets?
He was.
He's been everywhere.
He was a starting running back for the Jets. That was his. He had a 1,000-yard season that year.
Yeah. So I mean, Ivory, I feel like Ivory's kind of underrated just because he doesn't stick out like some of the other premier backs do in this league. But he's not
great. He's not very elusive. But he is a decent power back.
Yeah, he's more of a Marshawn Lynch. He's going to grind it out all game.
Yeah, you would want someone. You would want someone as like a receiving back. I don't know if the Bills have a third back that can also catch because Ivory doesn't have the best hands. He's not useless, but his hands are not great.
Go find somebody doing routes in the parking lot. If they can do it drunk, they'll be fine.
Well, the thing that I like about Ivory is he's a legs keep churning kind of guy. He's not going to take the contact and go down. He's going to try and push.
Yeah.
And you don't get that from a lot of running. Well, I mean, you're starting to again.
I mean, like I said, trade it if you can get something. I would try and, if I was the Bills, see what you can get as far as picks-wise, or ideally in this situation, see if you can't do anything that might help upgrade the O-line around Allen and try and give him some more protection and then worry about the weapons. Because right now, this season, you don't want Allen getting hurt to the point that you basically pissed away a first-round draft pick. Yeah. Unless you're the Raiders and then you just trade away everyone you draft.
I was just about to say, maybe the Raiders, they've been listening to offers. Maybe someone jokingly is like, yeah, we'll give you LaShawn McCoy for Jordy Nelson. And he's like, done. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows what Gruden's doing?
Calvin Benjamin, too. Yeah. That's a bonus here. Nothing for him.
And then they'll be like, no. You got to give us something else if you're giving us Benjamin.
Yeah, your 9th round. That's fine. Whatever. Just sign the paper.
Yeah. Yeah. At least send us a roll of toilet paper for the shit he's going to put on the field.
Listen, if you sign it, just give us the pen. I don't care.
All right.
Does it have the Raiders logo? No? The NFL one? Done deal.
All right. So the next question that Chris posed is, who should the Bills pick up in the offseason? I have 4 names that I think with the amount of money they have, things that they could use. Obviously, number 1, Le'Veon Bell. Obviously.
I would see that as being an attractive pick for them. Because, again, it would shore up their running situation and give Allen so much more help.
It would. And, I mean, to the people like, yeah, but Buffalo's so cold. You been to Pittsburgh? Yeah, shit's ice there, too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Le'Veon Bell's not going to care. Le'Veon Bell is going to be successful anywhere he goes. He just wants somebody to recognize his talent and pay him.
Yeah.
And Buffalo really wouldn't have to change their playbook that much because whatever you're running with Shady, Le'Veon Bell can just do that better.
Yeah, and he's younger. That's the big knock I have besides the injury.
I'm going to object to this solely for the reason that I don't want him in the division if it's not on the Jets.
Too bad.
Well, obviously.
That's a fair objection, but it does not pass.
But he's my big knock on LaShawn McCoy is his age mixed with his injury history. So if you could get someone who, is young, very talented, produces, and only occasionally has problem with marijuana, not Shady. Le'Veon Bell's your guy. 3 other names I have.
Plus, huge selling feature. Canada's so close, man.
Yeah, plus, you want to see crazy? Have you been to the parking lots in Buffalo, Le'Veon? Yeah. Come on.
Well, I mean, the moment he signed the paper, he'd become a cult legend to Buffalo. I mean, just at that moment.
He'd be putting everyone... He'd be like, yo, Gronk, come to Buffalo. We'll put all these motherfuckers through tables.
Gronk would go there just to put through people, too, baby.
Exactly.
All right, who are the other ones, though?
Another disgruntled player, super talented, Julio Jones.
No.
It's going to be tough to get him to agree to go to the North because his entire life he's been in the South.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to get him to do it. I mean,
but you got money. You could do it.
They didn't sign an extension? I thought they did.
No. I'm pretty sure he just ended his holdout because he didn't want to look like an asshole.
I think he wants to get paid later on, and I think that's why, I don't think he's really trying that hard to score his touchdowns. He's like, just throw me the ball, get my yards, and I'll get the hell out of here. You know where I could see him going to just be a real big dick about
the
it?
Saints?
Yeah. Him and Michael Thomas would rip shit up. And
with
then
Kamara in the backfield?
You could forget about the records if Drew Brees is there.
Jesus Christ.
He'll just torch all of them.
And Drew Brees just threw for his 12,000th yard this season.
Yeah.
And we're only in Game 7.
Yeah, exactly.
2 other ones. Sorry, Tony. Olivier Vernon would be a good fit in Buffalo.
Well, they need stronger linebackers. I could see that. I could see them making that trade, and I could see Vernon going there because he'd be the premier pass rusher for them.
The better, in my opinion, because they like to go with more of a nickel set a lot. The Bills. Landon Collins is a free agent. Just throw money
Yeah,
at
but
Money.
I don't think we're gonna.
Money.
If any of the three that we were talking about earlier, don't think they let Landon Collins leave. Just because he is almost the defensive captain of that team.
He is. Hunty, Canty, and Rothenberg are all convinced that he's leaving after this season.
That's great, but those are the same idiots that said that. Listen, they are in a New York market and they're New York haters, so I don't give a shit about them. I really don't.
Dave Rothenberg is the biggest Giants fan I've ever heard.
But for the biggest Giants fan, all he does all season is talk shit about them.
Because they're shit.
Right, but he did it all off season. There's nothing that's ever good. And I understand that the team sucks, but there are good parts about it, and you don't need to harp. And then the other thing is, none of them listen to anybody else's opinions. Have you ever heard anybody call in that show that they haven't shit on and hung up the phone on?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves.
I love it. I love listening to them after a Knicks game and after a Giants game.
Canty's the only reasonable one out of any of them.
Well, Rick DiPietro is an Islander. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, that actually makes him a little bit more humble. Rothenberg can go to hell. His opinion's worthless to me. He might as well be Stephen A. Smith or Francesca or whatever his name is because their opinions are garbage.
I love listening to their shows. Oh my God.
Him.
So what do you guys think? Anyone else that we think the Bills should target in free agency?
I mean, I'd have to look at who else is up for free agency.
Or in a trade. They got money. Anyone else that they should target at all?
I think they're going to have to. O-line's going to have to be addressed because you got to keep Allen from getting hit. You can't put him in those situations. But my focus would be on going and getting any. Well, Le'Veon Bell first, but then getting any wide receiver who's willing to try and catch in Buffalo.
Does Bryant?
Anybody? Well, I don't know that you fuck him. I mean, other than Dez Bryant, I mean, just try and get some kind of wide receivers in there and see what can happen. I'm surprised they
Corey Coleman.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go get him, but the Giants signed Corey Coleman.
Did they?
Yeah, he's on like our practice squad.
Really, he's on the practice squad. But what's his name? Again, the other Shepard, not Sterling.
Yeah,
Roger Shepard. He's on the
Shepard too. It doesn't matter. His first name's irrelevant.
Whatever. All right. This is gonna be
like Ted Ginn or somebody. That would be.
Yeah.
Well, at least he knows how to play up north because he went to Ohio State.
He did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He scored the only touchdown against Urban Meyer's Florida team when we played them in the national title. It was the kickoff return. Didn't score after that. Great game.
Or if you just want to keep the mess intact, send Sammy Watkins back.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't doing shit in Kansas City?
I mean, he's the third option they go to.
More than the fucking Pat Mahomes would rather run it than throw it to him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, that being said, he sneaks in there every once in a while and gets some decent games.
Yeah. The next question, comment, whatever. Tremaine Edmonds, Rookie of the Year numbers. He's been playing very well. Chris wants to know what we feel about his chances at Rookie of the Year. So I did some research and I came up with the 5 players that I think are in the running. And you guys can feel free to disagree with me.
I'm sure you're meaning defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, defensive Rookie of the Year.
I was going to say, because you're not comparing it. You don't compare him to, like, Saquon. I'm going to be like, that doesn't count.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
Tremaine Edmonds, 54 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles in 7 games. Solid.
Yep.
Derwin James, 44 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 1 interception, 7 games.
Okay.
Solid from a safety position.
Yep.
Bradley Chubb, who is going to break the record for most sacks by a rookie. He's only got 20 tackles. That means he's playing with Von Miller. 6.5 sacks, a forced fumble in 7 games.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking lights out. Roquan Smith, 36 tackles, 2 sacks in 6 games. And those 4 are all starters. One player who's been rising steadily, and this is where I think, Tony, you're going to yell at me. Leighton Vander Esch. He's a backup linebacker for the Cowboys, and he's got 54 tackles in 7 games as a backup.
Yeah, his name can be wiped off that list. He's not going to make Rookie of the Year, so I don't. Edmonds would be well ahead of him. To be honest.